Part 128. Become a disciple of Taoist priest Four Eyes. Author, Dong Ren. Chapter 1291. Looking at the green-robed Taoist who was making tea and fishing in the pavilion by the lake, Datong Zhenjun's eyes flashed and he walked over. Su Daiyu looks relaxed and relaxed. Su Junming didn't look back. Datong Taoist friendship has not been here for many years. How come you have time to come to my place now? Datong Zhenjun did not show any embarrassment at all and sat down cross-legged next to Su Junming. During this period, I have been busy practicing the 9 Dragons divine seal that my fellow Taoist practiced. I haven't come to visit my fellow Taoist. It's really wrong. I hope you will forgive me. In fact, if Chen Xianzang hadn't suddenly appeared, he wouldn't have come here before he took over the power of the vast world. I see. No wonder we haven't seen each other for many years. You are neglecting fellow Taoist. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. I enjoy looking at the books and jade plates given by fellow Taoists. Just lock him up here. The meaning of detention is too obvious, and it can easily lead to hatred. In order to avoid this shortcoming, Datong Zhenjun gave all the books in his collection to Su Junming, except for a few important exercises. With this opportunity to play time, the two have been at peace with each other for years. Nodding slightly, after hesitating for a moment, true monarch Datong asked, "Fellow Daoist Su, is there a junior disciple called true monarch Xianyuan Chen Xianzang?" "That's my 6th junior brother." "Why, do fellow Taoists know him?" "Junior brother Ling is a great master, and he is accompanied by a high-grade Hongmeng spiritual treasure. Now he is even more powerful. I have only seen him a few times." Su Junming smiled faintly, a glimmer of light flashing in his eyes. "I didn't expect this kid to be able to break through the great master before my senior brother. It's really unexpected." The envy in his words made Datong Zhenjun have no doubts. What's more, that's not what he's focused on. "Do you have many junior fellow apprentices, Daiyu Su?" "There are 8 disciples under my mentor, but most of them have died. Now, including me, only the 6th junior brother and I are left." Although he didn't completely believe what he said, Datong Zhenjun was still inexplicably relieved. Otherwise, if 4 or 5 great masters with high-grade Hongmeng spiritual treasures swarm him, even if he joins forces with Emperor Kenyang, he will not be a match. "Fellow Daoist Su, although junior brother Ling and I have only met a few times, we feel that we are quite compatible and would like to get to know each other. I wonder if you can introduce me to someone. I didn't expect fellow Taoist to be so interested in my junior brother." Looking at his deep eyes, true Lord Datong smiled slightly. "There are very few great masters in the wilderness, and everyone is worth making friends with. Discussing Taoism with each other can improve Taoism, and even Taoist friends can also get a lot of benefits." Su Junming smiled and said, "What fellow Taoist Datong said is true, but I have always had a bad relationship with this 6th junior brother. Even if I, the senior brother, invite me personally, he may not come. Is there such a thing? These are all old accounts, and I don't bother to mention them again." After finishing speaking, he touched the center of his eyebrows with the 2 index fingers of his right hand, and gently pulled it outwards. A layer of virtual and solid, and dots of aura emerged. Soon a layer of restrictions was derived, and soon an ice blue jade slip took shape. "Fellow Taoist, just let this jade slip go out, and it will find my junior brother." True Lord Datong took it with both hands, looked at it briefly and then put it away. After chatting with Su Junming for a while, he said goodbye and left. There was no intention of letting him leave at all. Looking at his retreating back, Su Junming smiled, waved the fishing rod in his hand, and leisurely caught a fish that would never bite the hook. True Lord Datong, who returned to his dojo, took out the blue jade slip and frowned as his spiritual consciousness invaded. What a complicated restriction. Based on his understanding of the restriction, It would take a lot of effort to unlock it. But he had to understand the prohibition. He was very afraid that Su Junming would convey hateful remarks in it. Put yourself in their shoes. If you were imprisoned by others for many years, you would not be without resentment in your heart. During this critical period of conflict between the two worlds, he did not want to find himself surrounded by enemies on all sides. However, the difficulty of this restriction was beyond his expectation, and it took him a full yuanhui to fully understand it. The content is also very simple. There are no hateful remarks. It just says that Chen Xianzang should come to Datongfang. He subconsciously held the jade slip tightly, his expression a little gloomy. He spent a yuanhui time, but got such a result, and instantly felt that it was not worth it. But he was also very human and calmed down quickly. That's quite reassuring. With a wave of his hand, the jade slip instantly flew out of Datongfang and disappeared. At the same time, far away on the bank of Dongtian Lake in Kongshanju Nei, 8 people, Su Junming, Renwuji, Long Di, Ao Tian, Suda, Chen Xianzang, Tiangong Taoist, and Pan Tuo, sat side by side. With the help of the time gourd and a few hundred yuan of time, Renwuji, Ao Tian, Suda and Pan Tuo also successfully survived the heavenly tribulation and advanced to the realm of the Great Master. Looking at the jade slip in his hand, Su Junming crushed it and let it turn into scattered spiritual energy and disappear. Look around at the crowd. Now that everything is ready, it's time for us to take the stage. The battle between the demon spirits and the heavenly Dao of the wild realm has reached the middle stage. It is the time of fierce competition. All the heavenly Dao magic weapons have lost their effectiveness. This time is most beneficial to us, the Dragon Emperor agreed. Hey, let's do it then. We can't bear it anymore. Renwuji suddenly stood up, the braid on his head swaying in the wind, looking indescribably playful and chic. Suppress the 5 great demons, Ken Yang and True Lord Datong, and completely annex the demon world and the wild world. Suda looked excited. While speaking, the cultivator's eyes fell on Su Junming. Standing up slowly, a powerful and vast breath rose into the sky. It's time to end this. With a thought in his heart, his magic power bloomed, and a wide space channel appeared in front of him. He flew in and disappeared instantly. After the Dragon Emperor and others looked at each other and smiled, they took a step forward, and a space passage also appeared in front of them. After the 8 people disappeared, the surroundings instantly became quiet. At the same time, in the vast Hongmeng, Su Junming flew out of the space channel, surrounded by powerful chaotic energy. In the distance, the blood-red demonic world and the sky-blue wild world are like rings nested inside each other, with the middle part showing a magnificent deep purple. The big and small worlds that once surrounded the wild world have long been swallowed up by the wild world that fights against demons. He stood with his hands behind his back, looking at everything in the distance with his deep eyes. What a rare sight! Boss, I'm here. Sun's position, I have arrived. The voices of Dragon Emperor and others rang in his heart. At this moment, if you look down from a high place with an extremely broad vision, Su Junming is currently based in the east of the 2 worlds, which is the position of Qian. Renwuji is in the Kun character position. Long Di, Ao Tian, and others occupied Suan, Zhen, Gan, Li, Zhen and Dui in turn. 8 people occupied the Bagua, surrounding the entire Mang Huang and demon spirit realm in the middle. Here we go. Su Junming's heart moved, and a powerful spiritual light flew out from his dantian, instantly traveling through infinite space and arriving above the merging realms of wilderness and demon spirits. This is a huge bronze gourd. The aura of the top-grade Hongmeng Lingbao blooms like a storm. An unrivaled rhyme of heavenly craftsmanship filled the air. It is Su Junming's natal spiritual treasure, the heavenly gourd. After devouring the Wushen Si Tu Ding, he successfully advanced to the top-grade Hongmeng Lingbao. And because the former itself is the 9 spiritual restrictions, the latter also generated the 9 restrictions with the deliberate understanding of Tiangong Taoist. As the top-grade Hongmeng Lingbao, its power is beyond doubt. The moment its power exploded, a huge golden baguette seemed to penetrate time and space, covering the demon spirits and the vast world in an instant. Su Junming formed a seal with his hands, and a square bronze mirror as clear as water rose into the sky from Baihui Point. It was his foundational treasure, the Dian mirror. At the same time, a mouthful of powerful black and white aura came out of Renwuji's head, and the majestic yin and yang Tao charm was strong. A huge 5-color divine light flew out of the Dragon Emperor's body. Ao Tian raised his hand, and a brilliant sword light rose into the sky. Suda was shrouded in the endless devouring rime. A huge and simple black clay pot exuded the aura of devouring heaven and earth. Above Chen Xuanzang's head, a 10,000-foot-long red lotus shines brightly into the sky. On the top of Taoist Tiangong's head is a 36th-grade blue lotus flower, and the rich charm of the Tao of creation fills the sky and earth. Pan Tuo opened his right hand, and a simple yet sinister giant bronze axe emerged. All kinds of spiritual treasures, except the Dian divine mirror, are everyone's natal spiritual treasures. Proud of the treasures collected by the 3 great masters Kong Maluo, Tuoshan, and Huanglong for many years, except for Su Junming's calabash vine, which requires too much inspiration and has not yet been advanced, the other 8 treasures have all been upgraded to high-grade Hongmeng spiritual treasures. Especially the creation Qinglian, it is the top spiritual treasure of the 9 Dao Hongmeng spiritual forbidden city. A top-notch Hongmeng Lingbao, the blessing of 7 high-grade Hongmeng Lingbao, and the formation diagram of the high-grade Hongmeng Lingbao level. The mighty aura instantly shocked the 2 worlds of Mang Huang and Demon Spirit. Swish, swish, swish. The escaping light appeared one after another, and the figures of the 5 demon lords, true monarch Datong, and Emperor Kenyang appeared at the edge of the world at the same time. Su Junming saw it and pointed at the Dian mirror. The latter instantly transformed into a huge black copper bell. Something moved in my heart. Boom. Huang Zongdalu's voice brought out all Su Junming's understanding of the Soul Dao over the years. The mighty soul-falling divine sound is unprecedentedly powerful. Coupled with the blessing of the formation, the power is increased 1,000 times. The rolling sound waves were like light and electricity, crushing 2 worlds in an instant. The 5 demon lords, Datong and Kenyang instantly sensed something was wrong and took protective measures in time. The vast magic light, the powerful spiritual treasure, shines with boundless grandeur. Unfortunately, not all spirit treasures can resist the soul-falling sounds that can threaten the supreme. In an instant, 4 of the 5 demonic lights disappeared. True Lord Datong mobilized the Heavenly Heart Divine Mirror and the 9 Dragon Giant Seal for protection. It's a pity that the former is only a top-grade Hongmeng Lingbao from the 7 realm of gods. Without the power of heaven and earth in the wild world, it can't stop the soul-falling sound blessed by the formation. The 9 Dragons Giant Seal actually escaped his control at the critical moment. Su Junming. With an unwilling roar, his soul shook, and his expression fell into a sluggish state. Shua. The vast 5-color divine light rolled and swallowed up the Dharma's wool, and the huge lotus swept across the sky. All the great masters whose souls were knocked down disappeared instantly. Become a disciple of Taoist priest 4 Eyes. Author, Dong Ren. Chapter 1292. Chapter 1265 The Final Battle, End. The mighty soul-falling divine sound swept across Hongmeng, and not only the 7 great masters, but also the 2 worlds of Mang Huang and Demon Spirit were involved. Billions of monks, along with several great masters, were knocked out of their souls. For a moment, billions of miles of chaos, including the 2 worlds, fell silent. The murderous aura that had been condensed for countless years and was still difficult to dissipate began to slowly dissipate. The long-lost tranquility and peace appeared in both worlds. The strange tranquility and the completely opposite changes made the Wu Xianmo and Emperor Kanyang who were left behind feel shocked and deeply frightened. Even with their cultivation and magic power, it is difficult to capture the five great masters so quickly, and among them are Datong Zhenjun and Mohulogia who are in charge of the high-grade Hongmeng Lingbao. Emperor, it's been a long time. A majestic voice echoed in the chaos. Feeling the familiarity, looking at the figure appearing in the distance, wearing a green Taoist robe, a green gourd hanging on his waist, a gold ring binding his hair, and holding a bamboo stick, Emperor Kanyang's expression suddenly changed. It's you. Even if he turns to ashes, he will never forget the guy who broke into Kanyang Immortal Mansion and took away countless treasures from him before the 100 UN meeting. But before he could come to the door, the other party walked up to him. And it was in a way that shocked him beyond measure. It's your old friend Su Junming smiled. Emperor Kanyang looked gloomy as he looked at the huge formation shrouded in boundless chaos. This formation and the bell just sounded were all your work. What else? Even with Emperor Kanyang's mind trained with hundreds of thousands of UN, he couldn't help but show a look of disbelief on his face at this moment. What a joke. It takes hundreds of yuan hui time to break through from the middle stage of Supreme Master to the middle stage of Great Master, and there are also several high-grade Hongmeng Lingbao to help out. So he soon thought that the other party must have concealed his cultivation level and was already at the Great Master level when he broke in. Yes, that must be the case. Otherwise, how could a mere Supreme Master dare to break into the depths of my mansion? Those evil disciples in Datong didn't even have the guts to do so. After thinking about this clearly, his expression calmed down and he stared at the green-robed Taoist not far away. Your Excellency is a disciple of a famous family from 3 mountains and 4 seas. Why do you like our 3-acre land in Manghuang? 3 mountains and 4 seas. Su Junming shook his head and smiled, understanding that the other party had misunderstood. Thinking about it, it is indeed easy for people to misunderstand him. Otherwise, how could a countryman from the 9 wastelands have such a powerful and more than one high-grade Hongmeng spiritual treasure? Even now, he doesn't want to explain. As the emperor said, I have taken a liking to both Mang Huang and Demon Spirit. Even the emperor is in my plan. Kanyang's pupils shrank. It's not that easy for you to kill me. Driven by the vast magic power, the pearl above the head bloomed with a mighty aura, and the sound of the rolling waves was earth-shattering. A vast blue stream of light, with soaring power, struck Su Junming like lightning. Back when he was in Kanyang Immortal Mansion, Su Junming had experienced the great power of this Kanghai Divine Pearl. Now under Kanyang's full force, the power is even greater than before. Wherever the vast blue stream of light passed, the space vibrated violently, and even the Bagua formation was shaken. It's a pity that no matter how powerful the Kanghai Divine Pearl is, it can't compare to Su Junming's Dian Divine Mirror. A bright mirror light flashed by, and the aura of the mighty Kanghai Divine Pearl disappeared in an instant, and was absorbed by the aura. What? This scene completely shattered Kanyang's fighting spirit. Without hesitation, he turned around and ran towards the wild world. Without the heavy treasure accompanying him, he is no match at all. As long as you hide in the wilderness, there is no chance of survival. As for the witch heart demon, he is almost as capable as me, so he is probably too mysterious. Emperor Kanyang can be said to be decisive. Once he senses something is wrong, he will fly to Mang Huang without hesitation. But how could Su Junming, who was fully prepared, allow him to escape? As soon as he took a step, the infinite space shrank under his feet, his figure blurred, and he came first, arriving in front of Emperor Kanyang. With a finger, the Dian Divine Mirror turned into a sky-high bell again. Boom! The mighty sound waves spread out in a fan shape, and when the power is more concentrated, the power is doubled. Emperor Kanjiang's face changed horribly after losing the Kanghai Divine Pearl. He fiercely raised all his magic power and tried his best to resist. It's a pity that it still can't stop the soul-destroying bell that can rival the Supreme. I felt a pain in my head, and my soul was knocked down directly. It's over. Before the despair could arise, he fell completely into darkness. A bright mirror light flashed by, and Emperor Kang Yang disappeared like a spinning top with the mirror light. Compared to him who could deal with Emperor Kang Yang neatly, it was not so easy for Emperor Long and the others to deal with the inner demon. After all, what they were using was only a high-grade Hongmeng Lingbao, which was far inferior to Su Junming's top Hongmeng Lingbao Dian Divine Mirror. However, he could not escape under the Great Formation. Coupled with the power of everyone, he was beaten to the point of death by Renwuji's yin and yang grinding amidst the unwilling roar. Haha, I didn't expect it to be so easy. Renwuji's face was full of excitement after the battle. If I hadn't prepared for many years and made plans before taking action, we would have inevitably had a hard fight. Chen Xianzang saw it clearly. Boss, what should we do with these guys? Su De asked. The old method. Those who have committed serious crimes will be sent to the demon prison, and the rest will take away the spiritual treasures and magic weapons and send them to the Sea of Chaos to contribute to the growth of the Chongshan True Realm. His decision was not surprising to anyone, as it had often been the case before. Lao Wu, Lao Lu, and Lao 7, you go back to Chongshan True Realm and move her over as soon as possible. The rest of you will follow me to worship the wilderness and the demon spirit world. After everyone nodded, they divided their work. Tens of thousands of dollars can go by in the blink of an eye. The wilderness, demon spirits, and the true world of Chongshan are completely integrated. The new Chongshan Great Realm is hundreds of millions of miles in diameter, and its pattern has changed from the former Chongshan True Realm. The once 108 states have become 3,000 states. The Sea of Chaos expanded hundreds of thousands of times, and all the monks who achieved Deluo practice in the Sea of Chaos. Outside the Chaos Sea are Kinkan Sunzan and Kanli Zhandui's 8 God Mountains. The 8 sacred mountains are all top-grade Hongmeng spiritual treasures, containing wonderful magic in space. Although they are only one mountain, their size is no less than that of a large realm. The 8 sacred mountains form a huge Bagua formation, protecting the entire Chongshan realm in the middle. Su Junming stood in the mist, overlooking the huge world flashing bright blue in the distance, and scenes of hundreds of millions of years of practice flashed in his mind. The embarrassment when he first arrived in Uncle Ju's world, the joy when he was accepted by Four Eyes and started to practice, the fear of almost being killed by Huo Sang, and then the chaos in Shushan world. Scenes that were either warm, joyful, or thrilling made his calm heart ripple again. He took a deep breath and took one last look at his disciples, beloved wife, and children who were looking at him in the distance. Even if I fail in the end, my life is exciting enough. Something moved in my heart. Billions of miles of tribulation energy rolled in, and in the blink of an eye, the entire Chongshan True Realm was enveloped. Su Junming, who went through the tribulation at the same time as Chongshan Great Realm, was also enveloped by the heavenly tribulation. Boom! For a moment, deafening thunder shook the vastness. Purple lightning fell from the sky like a billion-foot divine spear. The mighty thunder catastrophe contains the most primitive violence and anger, and sweeps across the universe with the power to destroy everything. Gradually, Chongshan Zhenjia and Su Junming were shrouded in a sea of thunder. After an unknown amount of time, the thunder finally disappeared. The spirit of the inner demon fell from the sky, and Su Junming once again saw the long-lost scene about the previous life that was deeply embedded in his bones. It lasts for billions of years in my heart, but only a moment in the outside world. Slowly opening his eyes, the mighty thunder catastrophe turned into the energy of creation and fell from the sky. The true world of Chongshan expanded rapidly, and Su Junming truly entered the realm of supreme beings. Everything is better than ever. Feeling the full mana in his body, he activated the Dian Divine Mirror again, and a feeling of great change came straight to the bottom of his heart. Using the supreme mana to activate the top Hongmeng Lingbao, although it is still a little bit behind, it is much better than the Great Master period. 3 mountains and 4 seas, the realm of the Heavenly Lord. Only the last step is left. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Become a disciple of Taoist priest Four Eyes. Author, Dong Ren. Chapter 1293. A powerful escaping light cut through the chaos, as fast as light and electricity. Passing through the outer aura, the center of the escaping light is a small boat 2 feet long and 9 feet wide, with an arch in the middle. Sitting at the bow of the boat was an old man wearing a raincoat, holding a green bamboo stick, and with white beard and hair. Looking at the increasingly powerful azure light in the distance, his expression became more and more excited. Deng, 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 accompanied by the sound of hurried footsteps, a boy wearing brocade clothes, with horns and a gold collar hanging around his neck ran out of the cabin. Grandpa! After calling out crisply and tenderly, the child came to the old man and sat down next to him. Why don't you practice anymore? Yinger has already stabilized his cultivation. The next step is hard work. If you want to practice, you don't have to rush it. The old man touched his little grandson's head, smiled and nodded. His qualifications are average, and he has been unable to enter the Hunyuan realm after years of practice. Later, he gave up his thoughts, married a wife, had children, and started a family. Unfortunately, although there were outstanding disciples among the younger generations, there were no outstanding ones. Fortunately, with the blessing of Deo Deo, an excellent talent with natural Hunyuan aptitude appeared among his great-great-grandsons. If they are trained well, there is at least half a chance of advancing to the Hongmeng realm in the future. The old man knew very well that the small family he had worked so hard to build did not have the soil to cultivate a strong person in the realm of respect, so he did not hesitate to cross the chaos and fly to the Chongshan heavenly realm that he had traveled a few times and surpassed the grandeur of the universe. As the distance increased, a giant mountain-shaped shadow expanded rapidly. Soon, the giant mountain shrank, revealing a huge oval-shaped bright blue world behind it. Grandpa, is that the mountain heaven you have been talking about? The child looked forward curiously. That's right. The entire Hongmeng universe has 4 major areas, 1 realm, 3 mountains, 4 seas, and 9 wildernesses. This realm is the only heaven in the Hongmeng universe, the Chongshan heavenly realm. The old man touched the beard on his chin, with a look of memory on his face. Grandpa Ziu, is there only 1 heaven in the entire Hongmeng universe? That's right. Except for the Chongshan heavenly realm, the rest of the world is just the upper realm. Even the 3 mountains are actually the upper realm. The only difference is that there are 3 heavenly lords sitting in the 3 mountains. Chongshan is indeed powerful. The child's face was full of admiration. Haha, Chongshan Academy is the #1 sect in Hongmeng universe, and Patriarch Chongshan is the most powerful person in the universe. According to rumors, the existence closest to Tao. The closest to Tao. Grandpa doesn't know either, but that's what the practice community says. After finishing his words, he touched the little boy's head and said, "You are the Kailan son of our Lu family. When you go to Chongshan to practice hard, as long as you achieve Hunyuan, you can advance to the inner section. If you break through the noble realm, you can advance to the direct lineage, and you can advance to the inner section. The future is bright." The boy nodded. There were many rumors about Chongshan Academy in Hongmeng universe, and the classics collected by the family introduced it in great detail. He also recognized his grandfather's judgment, so he couldn't wait to follow the old man straight to Chongshan. "Grandpa, how long do we have until we reach Chongshan heavenly realm?" There was a hint of impatience in his tone. "Haha, if we keep flying like we are, we won't be able to fly for several epochs. Then how are we going to get there?" "Little grandson, don't worry, he will be here soon." While he was talking, a ray of light suddenly appeared not far away. Before the child could recover, the third and fourth rays of light also appeared. The previously cold chaos suddenly became lively. There were streaks of escaping light, like fish flying from all directions, gathering more and more. In front of all the escaping light, a magnificent stone platform suddenly emerged. The light on the surface of the stone platform flickered, and the vast aura covered all directions. In the middle are 8 stone pillars that are tens of thousands of feet high, and in the middle is a bagua that is tens of thousands of feet in diameter. The endless chaotic spiritual energy was transformed into spiritual energy by the stone platform and rushed into the bagua. Rays of escaping light flew in, landed on the stone platform, and then lined up to step into the bagua platform, disappearing with the aura soaring into the sky. This is the teleportation Dharma platform, the old man continued to explain. The founder of Chongshan is kind-hearted. In order to prevent Hongmeng monks from all walks of life from traveling to the Chongshan heavenly realm, which would be too time-consuming. So he spent countless hard work to build billions of teleportation Dharma platforms, which are distributed in the 3 mountains. There is endless chaos in the world. Any monk who can cross the chaos can enter the Chongshan heaven realm through the teleportation array. The child understands. Patriarch Chongshan is indeed kind and kind. He can come and go easily without spending any spiritual stones. It is much more generous than our Kongchuo upper realm. Son, be careful, don't say such things outside. The kid stuck out his tongue and nodded quickly. The founder of the Kongchuo upper realm is the supreme being, and even the Lu family cannot provoke him to pluck out even a single hair. Seeing him like this, the old man didn't bother him anymore. Looking at the magnificent teleportation array in front of him, of course you don't need to spend spirit stones to get to the teleportation array in Chongshan heaven realm, but it's different when you come back. Come back and ask for flower spirit stones. That's right. The farther away you are, the more spirit stones you will spend. If it's not enough, you can only stay in Chongshan to practice. Chongshan is the only heaven, and it must be rich in spiritual energy. Wouldn't it be a good thing to stay here to practice? Of course it's a good thing for casual cultivators, but not for those cultivators with sex and families. While talking, the grandfather and grandson also stepped into the teleportation formation. From the outside, the bagua platform looks only 10,000 feet in diameter, but once you step inside, it instantly becomes tens of thousands of times larger. It's like a huge land mass that can't be seen at a glance. The grandfather and grandson randomly found an open place and sat down cross-legged. Wait a minute, the number of people is almost there. A teleportation requires a large amount of spiritual energy, and of course, as many people as possible must be sent there. The grandfather and grandson had waited for about 800 years, and the entire bagua stage was already densely packed with monks. Boom! The magnificent bell rang. Everyone who has done a teleportation array understands this. The next moment, a mighty spiritual light sounded, and countless powerful restrictions emerged. The billowing spiritual power reaches the sky. Soon, a huge black space passage emerged. Before anyone could react, the passage was instantly shrouded. I felt my eyes go dark and my body felt light. You are already in a passage surrounded by brilliant lights. After only a moment or 3, the passage disappeared, the feeling of being down to earth came again, and the scene in front of me also changed drastically. The little boy shook his head and looked at the huge mountain in the distance that was hundreds of millions of feet tall and magnificent, with a face filled with shock. Even though he was far away, he could feel the mighty thunder power above. That is the legendary Thunder Mountain among the 8 sacred mountains of Chongshan. Not only does it contain a huge space comparable to the top upper realms, it is also a top Hongmeng spiritual treasure. Hundreds of thousands of years ago, more than a dozen upper realms besieged at the beginning, it was Chongshan in the upper realm. In the end, it besieged several Yuanhui and could not even break through the formation formed by the 8 sacred mountains. Later, it was even swept away by the 8 ancestors of Chongshan. The boy's face was full of shock. Among the countless legends about Chongshan, Mount Yagamai occupies a large space. And almost all legends include words such as powerful and legendary. Patting his little head, let's go. When you join Chongshan, you will have many opportunities to appreciate its mystery. The grandfather and grandson looked forward. There are thousands of teleportation arrays there, and each teleportation array represents a region in Chongshan, or a region in the 3,000 divine provinces, or a region in the Sea of Chaos. The ancestors and grandson are not high in cultivation, so of course they will not go to the Sea of Chaos. As a gathering place for countless monks, they did not wait for hundreds of years this time. He was sent away almost the moment he entered the teleportation array. When he reappeared, it was already a vast area with astonishingly rich spiritual energy. The spiritual power here was far more powerful than any place they had ever been. Grandpa, is this Ziwei China? Yes. A divine state in the Chongshan heavenly realm. Its area is so vast that even several top upper realms can't compare to it. So huge, the child's face was filled with shock. Otherwise, how can it be called heaven? At this moment, a boom of thunder interrupted their words. Looking up subconsciously, there was nothing unusual about the wind and the clouds. But just outside the world that the two of them couldn't see, in the infinite chaos, the spiritual energy was rolling, and the calamity energy came from hundreds of thousands of trillions of miles away. Su Junming, wearing a green robe, a green gourd tied around his waist, and his hair tied with a gold ring, sat cross-legged. He looked at the aura of calamity in the sky calmly. Since the breakthrough with Chongshan World, hundreds of thousands of eras and tens of millions of yuan have passed. If we include the time that the Tao of the world has stretched, this number will increase hundreds of times. After countless years, Chongshan World not only successfully advanced to the only heaven in the universe, he also cultivated to the peak of Tianzun. After countless years of hard training, he has seen the scenery above Tianzun. At the same time, it was time for a breakthrough. This time the calamity energy gathered for an exceptionally long time, and the range of fluctuations was even more astonishing. Soon, countless powerful auras flew in like lightning. They are the heavenly lords and supreme beings in Hongmeng universe. Staring at the tall figure at the center of the catastrophe, everyone's eyes showed a hint of excitement. As they expected. Above Tianzun, there is a stronger realm. Boom! A crimson thunderbolt struck down. Even from an infinite distance, the onlookers could clearly sense the unimaginable and powerful destructive force in the lightning disaster. Su Junming did not resist and allowed the thunderstorm to fall on him. The physical body that has been trained for many years is fully displayed at this moment. No matter how powerful the thunder calamity is, it is difficult to shake it at all. However, when the thunder calamity exceeds 100, the physical body begins to be unable to withstand it. Fortunately, Su Junming's methods didn't know this. A bright bronze mirror flew out from the Beihui point above the head. It is the Dian Divine Mirror. As Su Junming continues to make breakthroughs and practice, he has completely mastered this treasure that will accompany him throughout his journey. Moreover, as he regarded it as his only natal treasure, the image of Dian Divine Mirror changed again. It is no longer square and square, but has regained its round shape. The 13 divine patterns on his back represent the 13 avenues he took to reach the realm of hard work. With 5 colors of red, green, white, black, and yellow mirror light flashing by, the thunder tribulation disappeared in an instant. Even if the final calamity thunder became more and more violent, it would never be able to truly threaten Su Junming. He always likes to make decisions before taking action. He is not absolutely sure and will never rush through a disaster. The first being who transcends the avenue is about to be born. A handsome young man wearing a white robe and a face like a crown jewel looked at everything in the distance with a sigh. I didn't expect that you and I would become heavenly lords first, but I didn't expect that fellow Taoist Su would come from behind and walk ahead of us. I'm really ashamed. The speaker was a beautiful woman wearing a skirt. Fellow Taoist Su's breakthrough is also a good thing for us. There will be no need to be blind and touch the elephant later. The monk with an elephant head and a strong physique said loudly. These three are the lords of the three mountains, the three prestigious heavenly lords. The white-robed monk is called the Shenxin Tianzun, the beautiful woman is called the Ziluo Tianzun, and the elephant-headed person is called the giant king Tianzun. The last catastrophe. In the Chongshan Hall of Chongshan Heaven Realm, Nuhua, Nuxai and other 9 girls from Chongshan stood at the front. Behind them were Qin Zhong, Lin Zhenying and other disciples. As for the Dragon Emperor and others, they are not here. Everyone stared attentively at the figure standing proudly in the air, with worries on their faces. Boom! The huge thunder disaster turned into a magnificent thunder pattern, like a huge net, and like a sacred mountain. With despairing strength, he shot down Su Junming. Boom! The crimson thunder occupies all sight. It didn't take long for the rolling sea of thunder to disappear. Everyone quickly looked at it attentively, and a bloody figure emerged. Although it looked extremely miserable, everyone couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. This kind of injury is not bad for a monk who has overcome the tribulation. The next moment, a magnificent black inner demon energy condensed out of nothingness and sank into Su Junming's body. The aura of Dian Divine Mirror skyrocketed. The reason why Su Junming gave up the gourd vine and refined it into his own spiritual treasure was for this moment. A vast spiritual light enveloped Yuan Shen, and with the help of a clear-minded power, he quickly woke up from his confusion. Along with the vast inspiration of creation, the severely injured body recovered quickly, and the aura expanded rapidly. Su Junming clearly felt his own magic power, constantly moving towards the unknown realm, getting stronger and stronger. At the same time, a magnificent long river appeared in front of him. Following the guidance of his mind, he subconsciously imprinted his soul into it. In an instant, everything in the entire prehistoric universe appeared before his eyes like a pattern on the palm of his hand. 9 wilderness, 4 seas, 3 mountains, and the huge mountains and heavens. This transcendental state lasted for an unknown amount of time before it slowly calmed down. He understood that he had completely mastered everything in this universe. Just like when he was in charge of the Chongshan Heaven Realm, he used his arms and fingers to kill and seize all creatures in the heaven and earth. After countless epochs, a new God Lord is finally born. The majestic voice made Su Junming subconsciously turn his head and look. In an infinite and endless place, an old ape with yellow hair in green clothes appeared in front of him. His aura was even more powerful than his. After keenly noticing that there was no evil spirit or murderous intention on the other side, Su Junming bowed his hand. Su Junming has met Taoist friend. Tongming has met Taoist friend. I wonder if my friend can tell me where this is, Su Junming asked. There are no stars here, no avenue, no matter time, space, fate, or anything else, everything is chaotic. This is the beginning of the Great Road, the beginning of the world, the starting point of everything. Of course, it is also where all things end. The word singularity suddenly appeared in Su Junming's mind. Where everything begins and ends. The monk who can transcend everything and come here is the God Lord. The God Lord masters the true meaning of latitude, has boundless magic power, and infinite life, for eternal life. Su Junming nodded slowly. Are there many divine masters like you and me here? Haha, counting you and me, there are only 3 of us. There is also a fellow Taoist Suangsu who is sleeping now. Waiting for him to wake up, I will introduce him to you. Stopping here, Su Jun clearly understood that he was afraid that he would really reach the end of the road this time. The god of Tongming flicked his fingers, and a spiritual light flew in front of Su Junming. Everything about this place is contained in it. Taoist friends will know it after reading it. After smiling slightly, the figure slowly disappeared. But Su Junming could sense his presence. He opened his palms and looked at the aura in front of him. When his consciousness touched it, countless divine words came into his heart. After bursts of enlightenment, he finally understood all the rules here. There's no rush yet. Shaking his head slightly, after completely absorbing all the spiritual energy of creation and stabilizing his cultivation, his heart moved. Where there was originally nothingness, a sky-blue light ball with a diameter of about 10 feet suddenly appeared. A strong atmosphere of the world pervades it. This is the world he has just transcended. No, to be precise, it should be dimensions. If what Lord Tongming said is true, there are 3 dimensions in the entire starting place, and he is in charge of the 3rd dimension. As the Lord of Dimensions, the more powerful the dimension, the stronger he becomes. After understanding everything, he activated the magic power in his body, and the Dian Divine Mirror released a vast spiritual light. The mighty light was like a sharp sword that cut through the endless darkness. With a bang, Hongmeng was born, countless large and small Hunyuan worlds were reborn, and a new dimension was born. It is the rule of the starting place that every newly promoted dimension lord opens up an original dimension. When this original dimension continues to develop and grow, a new dimensional lord is born, just like him. Of course, if there is a deity who breaks through the limitations of dimensions and transcends, he can also open up and develop a dimension on his own. In short, the eternal lifespan allows the lords of all dimensions to help as many monks as possible to achieve this eternal state. It's a pity that so far, including Su Junming, there are only 3. Looking at the new dimension, he pondered for a moment, stretched out his hand to grab it, and a blue planet flew out. Familiar memories came to mind again. With a flick of his fingers, several spiritual lights flew into it. Let's wait for the opportunity. With a casual throw, the blue planet flew into the new dimension and firmly occupied the center position.